Hi, I'm Dave Dinkel, and today I want to look at two recent back-to-back wholesale same-day double closings with profits of $125,569.76 and $73,583.16, combined profits of $199,152.92, no money transactions. These are interesting because I've included a comparison of what the listing agent and the buyer's agent made on the same transactions. Deal number one, $73,583.16 net profit. What I always do is take the A to B and B to C HUDs. I cut them in half for visibility, so to speak, or readability. What's important on the top half of the A to B HUD is very simply the purchase price, $359,000. On the bottom half of the A to B HUD, what's important is, first of all, the earnest money deposit, in this case, $10,000, and also the amount that needed to be funded to make this a no-money transaction, which was $347,608.80. So let's be clear right now. If I said to you this is a no-money transaction, and you're saying to me, oh, but look, the investor buyer had to have a $10,000 earnest money deposit. I say this to you, $10,000? Fair amount of money. But if I came to you and said, hi, I'm Dave Dinkel, I have this little transaction, I need to borrow $10,000, would you help me? You have some options. If the guy says no, go to the next person. If the guy says yes, but I want to be a partner, okay, how badly do you need the money? But somewhere along the line, if you make some money, you can probably come up with $10,000. If not, do more wholesale deals so you get cash flow. So what we have here so far is the A to B HUD first page. This is the A to B HUD, the back half for agents is the only part that matters. It shows the commission, $14,360. I'm sure that agent was extremely happy with that amount of money. That's a good commission. So now what I'm going to look at is the B to C HUD top half. You've noticed I've taken off all the players in this so no one's embarrassed or whatever about what happened. I'm the transactional funding lender, so you'll see where I pay in the funds I just showed you, and also where I get paid back. Sales price is $445,000 even. Bottom half of the B to C HUD, $65,000 earnest money deposit. Now that's a serious buyer. Kind of warning you ahead of time. No matter how strong your contract is, to make sure that if your end buyer defaults, you're going to get his earnest money deposit. Once it's above $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000, likelihood of getting it is slim to none unless you take legal actions. If your contract stipulates it has to be mediated, you have a chance at mediation. If you have to sue them, your contract's going to say that in fact the loser pays. But what you're going to get into is you're going to get into attorneys fighting against one another for you to get the earnest money deposit and for the end buyer to save his earnest money deposit. And ultimately, you might want to split the earnest money deposit to take it away rather than go to trial. The transactional funding repay is right here, $350,134.89. And bingo, there's the net profit after deducting the $10,000 earnest money deposit, $73,583.16. What we're going to look at now is the commission income versus the investor profit. Commission income to the agent, $14,360. He didn't get 5%, didn't get 6%. He took a 4% commission. Net profit to the investor, I showed you, $73,583.16. So the investor netted $73,000 divided by 14 and change for 5.12 times what the agent got, or 512% more than the agent who found the transaction. Remember, this is a listing agent simply getting a 4% commission. Now I say with virtually no money in the deal because the investor in this case could easily, if he didn't, I'm not sure that he did or didn't, borrow the money. I don't know where it came from. I only care that it was in the account, made the contract valid, and we closed it. If you're already a licensed agent or thinking about becoming one, discover how you can do these same investor transactions legally and ethically by going to www.davedinkel.com/hybridism. Deal number two. $125,569.76 profit with no money in the transaction. Once again, A to B, top half. What's important here is only the purchase price, $215,000. Bottom half of the A to B HUD, again, two things are important. First of all, the earnest money deposit, $5,000, and secondly, the amount the investor needed to come to closing with that he did not have. That's the amount of funding that was needed. So now we're going to look at the B to C top half. Again, this is the second leg of the transaction the investor is selling. What's important here is simply the sale price. All the other numbers are inconsequential on this part of the HUD. This is the B2C bottom half of the same HUD. And what we need to look at first and foremost is what was the amount of the earnest money deposit. If you remember, the investor in this case put up $5,000. He's getting $10,000 from his end buyer, so in case the end buyer doesn't close, and he can't close because he doesn't have another buyer or funds to fund it, he would still make money in the transaction without closing by getting that $10,000 and losing his $5,000. There's the transactional funding payoff to me. And finally, the most important part is, what did he make? He made $130,569.76 less his earnest money deposit, or $125,569.76 net profit. Now, this is the top half of the B2C HUD on the backside. And this is the part that, again, I mentioned is most important to realtors. It's their commission page. In this case, a buyer's agent brought the end buyer and got a commission of 2%, or $7,120. So once again, let's look at commission income versus investor profit. Commission income to the agent, $7,120. Net profit to the investor, $125,569.76. So the investor netted $125,000 divided by $7,120, 17.64 times what the agent made, or 1,764%, with virtually no money in the transaction. Once again, virtually no money. He put up a $5,000 earnest money deposit. If you're saying, yeah, he didn't put no money in, you don't know that. You don't know that he borrowed the $5,000. If you're already a licensed agent or thinking about becoming one, discover how you too can do these investor transactions legally and ethically by going to www.davedinkel.com/hybridism. So I'm going to ask you the question that I ask students and people who want to be real estate investors. It's very simple. Why not you? By the way, if you have a problem with a seller or buyer not coming to closing, there are solutions. To get your copy of how to resolve these issues, go to www.davedinkel.com/20 ways. I'm Dave Dinkel. Thanks very much for joining me.